You know that feeling on a blistering hot Florida afternoon? It's not just the heat, it's the sudden, awful silence when your air conditioner just stops. That silence, that's the sound of a battle being lost. But what if I told you your AC unit is fighting a high-stakes war every single day?
It all boils down to this. It's your machine versus the climate. And here in Florida, let me tell you, the climate does not fight fair. Understanding this battle is really the key to figuring out why these systems fail, and more importantly, how you can help yours win. Okay, so let's get into it. To win any war, you have to know your enemy, right? Well, for your air conditioner, the enemy is the relentless, oppressive, and incredibly powerful Florida climate itself.
First up in the enemy's army, the raw, punishing heat. We're talking summer temperatures that are constantly hitting 95 degrees. That creates this baseline of stress that your system is fighting against day in and day out.
And that heat? Oh, it doesn't fight alone. Its most powerful ally is the humidity, often soaring up to 80%. This means your AC isn't just trying to cool the air. It's working overtime, literally pulling gallons and gallons of water out of the air every single day.
And we're not talking about some short little summer skirmish here. In Central Florida, your air conditioner is on the front lines for about 9 months of the year. There's almost no off-season, no time for it to rest and recover. It's just a constant marathon of operation. The climate's attack plan is, well, pretty comprehensive. You've got corrosive salt air drifting in from the coast, literally eating away at the metal parts. You've got sand and that thick oak pollen clogging up filters and coils. You've got those sudden, drenching afternoon thunderstorms that can flood things out and trip safety switches. And, of course, that constant humidity is the perfect breeding ground for algae that can choke your system from the inside out. So what happens when the enemy's assault finally breaks through? What are the real-world casualties of this war? Let's take a look at the most common reasons your AC unit finally has to wave the white flag. First on the list is the clogged drain. So all that water your AC pulls from the air, it has to go somewhere. It flows out a little pipe that, you guessed it, gets clogged up with algae and all sorts of gunk. When it backs up, a safety switch flips and shuts your entire system down. It's a total knockout from a tiny little blockage. Next, we have the failed capacitor. You can think of this part as the sergeant that yells charge. It delivers that big jolt of energy needed to get the main motors, the compressor, and the fan up and running. Without that jolt, the troops just stand there and absolutely nothing happens. And this, right here, perfectly illustrates just how brutal the battlefield is. The constant, intense heat literally cooks these essential components. It degrades them so fast that here in Florida, a capacitor might only last 3 to 5 years before it just completely gives out. So when a soldier falls on the battlefield, you need a medic with a plan, right? A proper AC repair isn't just guesswork. It's a systematic, expert response to the problem. A true professional approach is always going to follow 3 logical steps. First, an accurate diagnosis, using real tools like thermal imagers to find the exact point of failure. Second, an immediate repair, because a tech who's prepared is going to have the right parts already on their truck. And third, verification, running the system through a full cycle to make absolutely sure the fix worked, and your AC is ready for duty again. But sometimes just patching up a soldier isn't the right long-term strategy. This is a critical decision every homeowner eventually faces. Do you repair that aging unit one more time? Or is it finally time to bring in a new, more advanced replacement? So how do you make that call? Well, the source material actually points to a really handy guideline called the $5,000 rule. It's a super simple formula. You just multiply your system's age, in years, by the estimated cost of the repair. Let's see exactly how this works. Say you have a 12-year-old system, and you're looking at a $500 repair. You multiply 12 by 500, and you get $6,000. Since that's over the $5,000 threshold, it's a strong signal that putting more money into this old unit is probably a bad investment. Replacement is the smarter long-term move. But on the other hand, for a 5-year-old system with a $300 fix, that number is only $1,500, well below the line, which makes a simple repair the logical choice. All right, this brings us to the final and I think most important part of all this. How do you stop just playing defense and actually start winning the long game? Well, the answer is to shift from being reactive to being proactive. Now, what's so interesting here is the stark contrast. On one side, you have proactive maintenance, a calm, planned annual tune-up that catches problems when they're small. And on the other side, emergency repair. Total chaos, stress, and discomfort because you're reacting to a complete failure, probably on the hottest day of the year.
And look, this isn't just about comfort, it's about your wallet. A typical annual maintenance plan might run you about $150. That small, planned investment helps you avoid the average emergency repair, which can easily cost $600 or even more. I mean, the numbers really speak for themselves here. Prevention is 4 times cheaper than failure.
At the end of the day, the war against the Florida climate is one you can't stop, but you can absolutely choose how you fight it. So, the question I want to leave you with is this. Is your AC properly maintained and actually prepared for its next battle? Or is it an aging, neglected soldier that's about to face a sudden and very costly defeat?